Time with Shebrews royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrews royalty.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Come on in, sisters. Come on in. I am so excited. I am so excited. It is so awesome to see you all already showing up. Oh my gosh. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. You all are here. You all are here. You're ready to go. I can tell you all are ready for this show tonight. All praises to the Most High. Who is here? Let's talk. Let's talk. Aquat Sierra is here. Aquat Carla is here. All praises to the Most High. All praises. So good to see you all, beautiful sisters out there. Sister Zion is here. She says she's ready. That's what I'm saying. You all are ready to get this royal tea party started? Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Come on in with your beautiful royal selves. Come on in. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You want to let all of your sisters and even some brothers know that we are going live. And this topic tonight is, wow, when we talk about way overdue, we are talking about way, way, way overdue. Oh my gosh, the water, all praises to the Most High, Sister Carla, all praises to the Most High, the water. Hit that like button, y'all, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell because we're getting ready to get this royal tea party started, okay? But before we go any further, we definitely have to give that big praise, all right, to our Lord, our Savior, our King, our big brother YASHAYA, HaMashiach. And more importantly, let's give that shout out to AHAYAH, AHAYAH, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews. Come on, sisters. Let me just hear you give them a praise. And Rawach Qadash, the Holy Spirit, our Amma. You know, let's do what we are supposed to do. You know, this is the first day of the week, and wow, Most High brought us here another Sunday. So let's do this. We had to give that clap. Come on, sisters. All praises to the Most High, AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, in the name of His Son, YASHAYA, HaMashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, and our Amma, the Holy Spirit, Rawach Qadash, for bringing us here another Sunday. I'm your hostess, Kuala Yakaka, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast tonight. As you all can tell, I am just really excited about the direction where we are about to go, where we're about to pivot into, because we are in some incredible times right now. And so we have to make some shifts to go along with the times that we are in, right? So welcome back, sisters. Happy Sunday. Happy first day of the week. Talk to me. How was your week? What's been going on? Anything new? Anything exciting? Sister Carla says, Yada AHAYAH. That's right. All praises, sis. Anything exciting this past week? Talk to me. Drop something in the comment box. Let me know how y'all have been doing. Because, for some of us, we haven't been able to really talk lately just because everybody is so busy. And of course, the time has been shortened, hasn't it? And we have so much to do in such little time. And we've been really, really busy. I know that I have, but no excuse. We really need to stay in touch with each other. But hence Sundays, at least we get together on this day to enjoy each other's company and to have tea and conversation. So all praises to the Most High. We are back. We are back. So before moving forward in this discussion, let's get the disclaimers out of the way. Sister Lillian says, sis, can you throw a class to show us how to do head wraps? Yours are always so perfect. Oh, the water, sis, the water. All praises to the Most High. Of course we can do a head wrap class. Of course we can do that. Khan. I know, Sister Adana. Khan. Yeah, we can do that. Let's have conversations, of course. So let's get these disclaimers out of the way so we can jump right in to this show. We've got a lot going on tonight. So before moving forward, let me start by saying that tea time with Shebrew royalty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and we get it, we understand it. It's not meant to be. But if you happen upon this channel and you realize that we are just not your cup of tea, and you don't agree with our beliefs, our lifestyle, that's okay too. I encourage you to keep searching YouTube until you find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. You owe that to yourself. So what I do ask is that you not leave any derogatory comments, statements in the comment box, because that would be distasteful. So we really appreciate it, and we thank you in advance. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and certified functional nutrition informed professional, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness on my broadcasts, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. If you are experiencing any medical problems whatsoever, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are the views of myself or my guests, and not those of any particular church or organization. Also, the information provided on this channel is for educational and informational purposes only, and is not intended as medical advice. The content shared here, including videos, guides, and resources, reflects general wellness knowledge and personal experiences, and should not be used as a substitute for professional medical diagnosis, treatment, or advice. Always seek the guidance of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition, diet, or wellness program. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard or seen on this channel. Some videos and materials may feature foods, herbal teas, nutritional supplements, and skin or hair care products offered through Shebrew Royalty LLC. These products are not evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any illness. Results may vary, and individuals with allergies, underlying health conditions, or who are pregnant or nursing should consult a qualified health professional before using any product or adopting any wellness recommendation shared on this platform or the Shebrew Royalty LLC website. By watching this channel, you acknowledge and agree that you do so at your own risk. The creators, guests, and affiliates of this channel are not liable for any injury, loss, or damage allegedly arising from any information, suggestions, or practices shared here. So, sisters, let's see who has shown up. We have Sister Habkarad. Welcome back, sis. Welcome back. Oh my gosh, we have missed you. We have missed you. It's so good to have you back. Shalom. So please visit ShebrewRoyalty.com's blogs and the website itself, right? And don't forget, we also have a Hebrew royalty collection. Be sure to share ShebrewRoyalty.com with all of the brothers that you know as well, not just the sisters, right? So we are starting something new here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. So every week from here on out, we will be featuring a product from our either Shebrew Royalty Temple Treasures or Hebrew Royalty product lines. We have so many incredible organic products, and we really haven't been giving them much justice by just kind of scrolling through the website. So tonight and every Sunday hereafter, we will be featuring one of these amazing products. So tonight we are actually featuring a duo. They pair so very well together that it only makes sense for us to feature them together. And what duo am I talking about? Our spotlight is on the Luxurious Lavender Deluxe Duo. So this is a Luxurious Lavender Bath Soap and Body Butter. So let me just show you a very short video of what they look like. Yeah, I know it was rather short. I'm going to show that one more time. There they are. Don't they pair really well together? And oh my gosh, only when you really experience them, the aroma, the feel. So let's talk a little bit about each product, right? So the Luxurious Lavender Bath Soak, let's talk about that one first. So the whole purpose of this bath soak is for deep relaxation, for muscle relief, and temple renewal. The common essence of lavender. Who doesn't like lavender? Who does not like that common aroma of lavender? Paired with rich mineral salts and botanicals is perfect for a soothing self-care ritual before bed or deep relaxation. So the ingredients that are in the Luxurious Lavender Bath Soak are magnesium flakes, Epsom salts, Dead Sea salt, organic lavender buds, colloidal oatmeal, Brazilian purple clay, and jojoba oil. So imagine taking a soak in all of these botanicals and the scent. Oh my goodness, you'll want to go to bed right there in the tub. Sister Habkarad says, I'll be putting my order in very soon. All praises to the Most High, sis. And then let's not forget the essential oils that are in here. Of course, lavender, lang lang, and frankincense. So that container that you saw on there is 16 ounces. And oh my goodness, you have to experience it. So imagine taking a nice, soothing bath with just some relaxing music, maybe even candlelight, and just soak in your sore muscles, your tired muscles after a long day. And after you get out the tub, then, of course, you have to now moisturize, right? Sister Carla says, sounds so luxurious. It is, sis. It is. It really is. These products are luxurious. They are top of the line, as you all well know, right? These are Shebrew royalties, temple treasures products, right? So imagine getting out of that tub and your skin is already really nice and soft and supple. Why? Because not only did you have all those salts in that bath soap, but also jojoba oil. So you're coming out of there already feeling really silky. So let's talk about the body butter that you're now going to lather all over, right? So the body butter, it's a calming, muscle relieving, and skin softening body butter infused with sacred botanicals and essential oils for radiant skin. And when I say radiant skin, your skin really does radiate. Please just try these products. I promise you will not be disappointed. There's sweet, floral, and herbal fragrance of lavender paired with the luxurious lavender bath soap for all-day freshness, all-night relaxation, and calm. So what are the ingredients in the body butter? The raw shea butter, mango butter, coconut oil, more jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, rosehip seed oil, and arrowroot powder. The essential oils are once again lavender, ylang ylang, and frankincense. And as a matter of fact, I am going to let me just bring them up on the Shebrew Royalty website. Let's do that. Give me just a second here. Let me get this up on the screen for you. Let's go to Temple Treasures. Let's go here. Matter of fact, let's go to shop. Let's go to the shop. Let's go shopping. Look at that. I mean, come on. Here we are. Look at these products. So here's the Melanin Majesty body butter, the Royal Renewal body butter. We are looking for the luxurious lavender Royal Renewal. Here we go. We are right now just scrolling through. Where is did I pass our luxurious lavender? I'm looking for the bath soak and body butter. Like I said, we have so many amazing products here. Sacred Quam, here we go. Luxurious lavender body butter. Here it is. So you can come here and shop for these products, sisters. ShebrewRoyalty.com. Get onto the Temple Treasures link and come and do some shopping. Take care of your temple. So there's the body butter. Somehow I missed the bath soap, but you get my gist. Please come to this website, place your order, and just pamper yourself. Have a self-care day with these beautiful, luxurious products. So we're going to stop there for now. but I think you all get the gist of what we have, what we're offering here. Who has tried any of these products? I want you to drop a little comment in the comment box. If you've tried the luxurious lavender, either the body butter or the bath soak, please drop a little comment on what your experience has been with the products. I love them. I love them. The most difficult thing for me, since these are my products that I created and I have them accessible to me, the most difficult problem that I have is choosing which one should I use today. What do I want? What do I want to smell like today? What do I want to feel like today? That's, I know it's a really bad problem to have. I know, but you too can have this very same problem that I have. Start ordering, sisters. So that being said, now that you are in this relaxed state of mind, isn't this a perfect time to start sipping some tea? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I am going to be sipping some tea right now. Oh my gosh. Sisters, talk to me. What is your cup of tea tonight? Aqua Sierra says, it definitely makes your skin so soft and it smells so lovely. The water, sis, the water. Sister Zion says, Sister Lillian says, I have, and when you rub them on the body, you can tell the product was made with love. Oh my gosh, all praises, sis. That is such an amazing compliment. Thank you, because I do. I really do love making these products, and I pour a lot of love into them. So thank you. Thank you for recognizing that, sis, the water. Sister Zion says, awesome. Awesome, sis. Lavender body butter smells wonderful, great with moisture and shine. Oh, praises, sis, the water for your testimonies. I really appreciate it. Yes, these products are superior, I must say. So let's talk tea. Let's talk tea. Yes, indeed. Love is the main ingredient. Oh, praises, sis. All praises. Yes, my cup of tea tonight is none other than the healthy, delicious, nutritious, all organic, caffeine-free Shebrews royalty signature tea. And this is Shebrews Royal Tea. Shebrews Royal Tea. And I am so in love with this tea. Talking about love. Let's talk love. As a matter of fact, as I'm sipping my tea, I'm going to show you just another brief video. And this one is just so you can get a sneak peek of what Shebrews Royal Tea looks like. Look at those herbs. Oh my goodness. I know these videos are so short, but when I was trying to upload them, I had more pictures and I expected these videos to be a little bit longer, but it kept saying, oh, the video was, it was saying something about, I had too many attachments. That's what it was. I had too many attachments, too many pictures for the slideshow. So it ended up being a really short video, but as you can see, I'm sure you were able to see all of the herbs that are in here. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the ingredients of this tea, what the purpose is for this tea, and we'll go from there. So this tea, the tagline is fit for a queen rooted in wisdom. And the purpose of this tea, it's a sacred, all organic. I'm just tongue-tied tonight. I think it's because I'm so I'm so excited. I've just got so much going on and I'm so excited. But it's a sacred, all organic, loose leaf tea blend designed to nourish the body, elevate the spirit, and support the essence of divine womanhood. Ideal for daily rituals such as tea time, like we're having right now, self-care ceremonies. If you just want to sit in your living room and, while you're right after you get out of the tub, right after you put on your luxurious lavender body butter, and you just want to sit there and just relax, maybe read, or just a quiet moment of reflection with your Shebrew royal tea. And some of the key benefits are hormonal balance and womb support, inner calm and emotional harmony, heart opening, skin radiance, and a gentle detox. So let's talk about the ingredients and what each ingredients bring to the table. So first we start with the rose petals. They're just, oh my gosh, who doesn't love rose petals? And the rose petals are really good for the heart. The raspberry leaf is a womb tonic. It supports the reproductive system. Of course, the chamomile calms the nervous system and soothes inflammation. The holy basil or tulsi is an adaptogen for stress relief and mental clarity. Orange peels, which uplifts the mood, aids in digestion, and it really just brings a bright note to the tea. The hibiscus is very rich in antioxidants, supports blood and heart health. The red clover supports hormonal balance and skin health. And the shatavari root is a rejuvenated Ayurvedic herb for female vitality. So my goodness, look at all of the ingredients in this one little cup of tea. You have rose petals, raspberry leaf, chamomile, holy basil, also called tulsi, orange peel, hibiscus, red clover, and shatavari root. And let's not forget a little bit of honey for taste, or you can have maybe date syrup or just plain. All of my teas, also, all of the teas, it doesn't have to, you don't have to have it hot. You can also enjoy these teas as an iced tea, as a cold tea, and they are just as delicious, just as delicious. Sister Zion says, yes, love is the main ingredient. Okay, we've done that, okay? And love is the main ingredient in these teas as well, sis. So you are correct. You are so correct. So let us, like I was saying about the tea, it's not only healthy and nutritious, but it's so aromatic. It just it just uplifts the mood and also kind of relaxes you all at the same time. So purchase yours on ShebrewRoyalty.com/royal-teas. ShebrewRoyalty.com/royal-teas. Again, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. Shebrews, let everyone know that we are live. We are live. And I also have some other news. Our Instagram page is now up. It is now active. It's very new. It's only a week old. So be patient with us as we grow and also help us to grow. Please go to at Shebrew Royalty LLC on Instagram to check us out. Okay, sisters, last week, our show was about returning to real food, reclaiming what the body was designed to receive. We talked about the fake foods, how to protect yourself from by being able to identify real versus fake. So what was your take on the information, sisters? What was your takeaway? Have you identified any fake foods in your cupboard that you actually thought was real? Have you started doing things differently when it comes to shopping based on the information that you received last week? Because there's a lot of fake stuff out there. We identified just a small fraction of them last week, but it's a start, right? So let us continue on this health journey and just eliminate all of this bad stuff, because we need to live long, healthy lives, sis, if the Most High permits. So that being said, and without further ado, as we say here, it's showtime, but not at the Apollo, right here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. So for those of you that may just be tuning in or joining us for the very first time, shalom, welcome back to another Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty show, where ancient wisdom flows into modern wellness. I'm your hostess, Kuala Yakaka. So good to have you all. So I know a lot of you saw the topic of tonight's show, but before we begin with tonight's episode, I want to share something special with you. Once a month, here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, we will be honoring a medical superhero, a Black pioneer whose brilliance, courage, and innovation helped shape the field of medicine and holistic wellness as we know them today. This series is designed to restore what history attempted to erase, the truth that African Americans have been architects of healing, not just recipients of care. By remembering their contributions, we reclaim legacy, we reclaim dignity, and we pass forward the wisdom of those who paved the way for our wellness today. So for our very first episode in our Black Medical Superheroes series, this is our very first episode, Black Medical Superheroes series, sisters. This is huge because there's just so much information that we have not been receiving, right? So let's just give a drum roll as we announce our very first medical superhero spotlight, which is dedicated to a story that revolutionized emergency medicine in America. This story, oh my goodness, this story is very incredible. Yet many people have not even heard the story. So this is the legacy of Freedom House Ambulance Service. Freedom House Ambulance Service was the first modern paramedics in the United States, born from a Black community in Pittsburgh that refused to be overlooked, dismissed, or left behind. So what existed before Freedom House Ambulance Service? Well, let's talk about that. Before 1967, calling an ambulance didn't mean medical help was coming. Let's get that straight. Did not mean that because you called an ambulance meant that medical help was coming. Most cities had no trained emergency responders. In Black neighborhoods, care was even more inconsistent, as we can imagine, or non-existent. Sometimes a hearse from a funeral home would arrive. Imagine that you're calling for an ambulance for help, and a hearse from a funeral home shows up. Sometimes the police with no medical training. And once again, imagine being in a Black neighborhood back in 1967, you call for medical assistance and the police shows up. Often, no one came at all. So people weren't dying from untreatable conditions, they were dying from the delay. So the Hill District of Pittsburgh saw this reality every day. So let's talk about the birth of Freedom House. In 1967, a powerful collaboration formed between a Black-led community organization named Freedom House and a pioneering physician, Dr. Peter Safar, the man later called the father of CPR. Instead of piloting elite medical programs in wealthy suburbs, he brought his groundbreaking idea to the Black community. What if we could save lives before the patient reached the hospital? Freedom House recruited local Black men, many unemployed, underestimated, or returning from military service, and gave them the highest level of medical training available at the time. Not basic first aid, but advanced hospital-level emergency medicine. So they learned CPR before it was widely taught, airway and breathing support, medication administration, IV therapy, neurological assessment, and intubation. Also, cardiac response and defibrillation. Who knew that? They did what no one else in the country was doing. They became the first true paramedics. The results were undeniable. Calls that once ended in death now ended in stabilization and survival. Hospitals were stunned by the level of care these paramedics provided before patients even reached a doctor. Their success drew national attention. Cities sent officials to Pittsburgh to learn from them. The Freedom House model became the template for emergency medical services across America. Every 911 ambulance that responds today, every paramedic who performs unseen emergency care is walking in a pathway paved by Black hands. But impact does not always protect innovation. Despite their excellence, the Freedom House paramedics faced racism on the streets and in City Hall. As more recognition rolled in, discomfort grew. Officials were uneasy with highly skilled Black medics being publicly seen as authority figures. Funding was quietly stripped. Jurisdictions were taken away. By 1975, the city absorbed the program, kept the model, but shut down the organization and left the men behind. Imagine that. For decades, their contribution disappeared from EMS history. erased from textbooks and training manuals. Yet the system remained, but built on their brilliance. By a show of hands, or a con, or a yes, prior to today, how many of you have heard the name Freedom House Ambulance Services? How many of you have heard this story? If you've heard this story, please post something in the comment box. If you haven't, let me know that as well. But who has heard this story? So if this is the first time you're hearing this story, don't beat yourself up. I just heard this story for the first time 2 weeks ago when my sister sent me a link on WhatsApp to a Facebook post about this story. That's how I learned about Freedom House Ambulance Services. That was 2 weeks ago. I couldn't believe that after 40 plus years in the medical field, I was hearing this story for the very first time. As an Army medic, Sister Adonai says, never heard of it. Khan says, as an Army medic, a prison nurse, physician assistant, and current CPR instructor and wilderness first aid instructor, I am floored that in neither of my training have these brave, courageous, brilliant men been given the recognition that they earned and deserve. So how many of you out there, Sister Adonai said she had never heard of it? Please drop a comment in the comment box. Let me know. I'm taking a poll here just to see how many of you have heard of this story. So when I learned of this 2 weeks ago, this really inspired me to start this series that will bring recognition to many of these unsung superheroes that have paved the path for people like myself. And like I said, I've been in the medical field for 40 plus years. And here it is. Only 2 weeks ago, I heard this story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show this video. This is a 30-minute documentary by WQED Pittsburgh that explores the rise and fall of Freedom House Ambulance Service. With rare archival images, the program features the story of inception from an original founder, compelling reflections of surviving paramedics, stories of the world-renowned doctors who trained them, and memories of lifelong Hill District residents. So for more information, you can visit https://www.wqed.org/Freedom House. And I will actually put this link in the description for tonight's series on YouTube. So fair use for educational purposes only. Let me get this video queued up and let's watch this very, very informative video. Fair use for educational purposes only.
Major funding for this program was made possible by the Richard King Mellon Foundation, with additional major funding from UPMC. and generous support from these funders. Thank you.
Back in the 60s, you stood a better chance of surviving a gunshot wound in Vietnam than you did a car accident in the city of Pittsburgh.
There weren't ambulances as we think about them today. People called the police, and hopefully the police would actually come and pick them up.
Relations between the police and the black community were oppressive.
I found my mom laying on the floor. 2 police officers showed up and said she was drunk and they were not going to transport her to the hospital.
You never knew how it was going to turn out. It was a gamble.
It was up to us at Freedom House to provide that care that they were not going to get from the police.
Freedom House ambulance service really turned into an incredible success story.
We didn't realize that in the very backyard of the Hill District, you had the father of CPR, Dr. Peter Saffer.
Dr. Saffer wanted to show that people they marked unemployable was really just waiting on opportunity.
They were black, they were trained, and they were keeping people alive.
This is my first big call, and I'm going to save this person's life.
The high point of Black Pittsburgh would have been in the 1940s. Pittsburgh was the center of making armaments for the war effort, which funded the nightclubs, black music, black businesses, really created an era of prosperity.
In the evening, we watched the grown-ups go back and forth to the clubs. They were all very spiffy, dressed up. It was quite a joy to watch them.
Center Avenue corridor was filled with businesses. You never had to leave for anything.
By the late 1950s, Pittsburgh was really prosperous. The mills were running, and living in a place that was so filthy. So the city set out to do something about it and produce what's called the Renaissance.
The word started going around that everybody was going to have to move. They were going to demolish the neighborhood. I remember wondering, why? Where are we going to move to? What's going to happen with our friends? It was a frightening experience. They created a racially segregated housing plan, accommodating white families with government subsidies that enabled them to move to the suburbs, and they gave black families public housing. As the civil rights movement was heating up, the conditions on the street were heating up.
The NAACP had appointed a man named James McCoy to engage in action against discrimination. McCoy established Freedom House Enterprises. One big need that the Hill had was medical services.
I can remember as a kid, anytime someone was sick, the big black wagon would come up and they would just throw them in and leave. They used the same wagon to put dead bodies in, people they arrested, and they also used it to transport people in the community to the hospital.
In 1966, Mayor David Lawrence was speaking just 2 blocks from Presbyterian Hospital. He had a massive heart attack. By the time they got him to the hospital, his brain had been damaged. He could not recover.
One of my friends was very sick. Her mother called the ambulance, so the ambulance didn't come. She ran her daughter, carried her daughter from where she lived to Montefiore Hospital to take care of this child.
You had no alternative but to call the police.
Found my mom laying on the floor. I picked her up, put her on the sofa, called the police. I informed them that she was not drunk, that she was sick, she didn't drink. And they said, well, it didn't matter, they weren't going to take her to the hospital. I carried her down the stairs and I ended up putting her in the back of a paddy wagon. She died 5 days later from a cerebral hemorrhage.
This is where a man, Phil Hallen, really stepped in. He came into Pittsburgh very aware of these inadequacies of underserved communities.
In 1967, I was one of the co-founders of the Freedom House ambulance program. It grew out of a need in Pittsburgh's Hill District for medical care. A friend of mine who was the administrator at the University Hospital introduced me to Peter Saffer.
As it turned out, Peter Saffer was working in the hospital that night, that David Lawrence had been brought in. Peter and Eva were at a conference in Chicago when Elizabeth, who suffered from lifelong asthma, became severely ill. She couldn't breathe.
Dr. Saffer is known as the father of CPR.
The experimental study you are about to see compared various methods of artificial respiration.
Dr. Saffer and his colleague, James Elam, were doing some experiments that showed that if you put a tube into someone's airway, that you could breathe for them. Peter found this to be a fascinating idea, and then he conducted some other experiments in which he gave, believe it or not, curare to volunteers. Curare paralyzes the breathing muscles, so they could not breathe on their own.
First, by selecting as subjects men and women of various body types. Second, by anesthetizing and curarizing these subjects in order to simulate limp asphyxia victims. Third, by having untrained lay personnel perform some of these methods. This Boy Scout will perform mouth-to-airway breathing. He has some difficulty, but corrects himself. He was able to adequately ventilate subjects weighing up to 210 pounds.
Someone would, administer mouth to mouth, and then you could see they kept them alive. I could not imagine getting away with those kinds of experiments now, even if people were willing to volunteer. Very different time, but very, very powerful proof that this was a technique that could keep people alive.
Just about the time we were coming together, Saffer was looking for a mechanism in which he could take CPR to the streets. We literally drove up and down the streets. We saw a group of people, handed them a leaflet and said, here's where you contact.
My name is George McCary III. When I signed up, I was 19. I was one of the original class members of the Freedom House. Dr. Saffer said, well, I'm gonna give you a new chance in life. I'm gonna give you something to learn. Then you had a chance to take all that and you learned how to maneuver yourself on the vehicle.
They learned how to do physical assessments. They learned to put in endotracheal tubes, intravenous lines on the scene. They did everything.
By the time the ambulances hit the street, these men had become the most highly trained. Literally, they were the only trained EMTs in the country.
My first memory of Freedom House was people coming to take you to the hospital that looked like you, that understood you.
My first runs that I remember very well was the Fifth and Pride as a guy, he had had a heart attack. To be there, to see the whole system, you know, from me opening the airway to them shooting drugs in him, to him getting any kind of response, you know, it's amazing to be on the team from scratch.
Back in the 60s, there was a war going on. I enlisted and took a bypass test in the Air Force. They made me a medic. That's how I got involved in emergency medicine. When I got out of the Air Force, I came back to Pittsburgh. My aunt said, you need to go help these people. They got this thing going on called Freedom House. There's this guy over there, Dr. Peter Saffer. I said, that's the guy that started CPR. She said, yeah, he's at Pitt. I said, really? Okay.
I joined Freedom House in the fall of 1972. I was raised in the Hill, so I knew firsthand what type of response the police were providing. You're living in a underserved, neglected area of the city, so you're not going to get the proper response from the police.
Freedom House was providing a useful medical emergency service. That was something that everybody was proud of.
There was a sense of pride on our part, as well as a sense of pride in the community.
There was times when we would go to gunshot calls and the person that did the shooting was still there. We didn't have any concern about our own personal safety because of the reputation that we had sustained in the neighborhood itself. Once you call Freedom House, you're calling someone that's going to make a difference in this person's life.
Brought a sense of pride and dignity to the community to see young black men that we knew working on those wagons.
At the very beginning, the police looked at Freedom House oftentimes as a threat to their job security. There was times when I was cursed out by the police because I corrected them on the treatment they were providing to a particular patient.
The cops knew what their limitations were. At the time, they recognized the capability of freedom.
It's a kid struck by a Port Authority bus. The police arrived on the scene and they didn't know what to do. So one of the police officers requested Freedom House. And the police dispatcher said, I can't send them because it's not their district. Police officer responded, well, you need someone out here that knows what in the hell they're doing.
When you had officers call you, you know you made it.
These systems were being copied all over the country and all over the world.
Peter and I went to Los Angeles. There was a TV program called Emergency. They contacted Dr. Stafford and to train almost anyone who was willing and wanted to learn how to take care of somebody in a pre-hospital environment.
Despite Freedom House's naturally, we doubt it. Here's another person coming in to increase their resume. What we didn't know at that particular time is that Nancy Caroline was different.
She was indefatigable in her commitment to this. She worked night and day. She drove the trucks, was on scene. It was an extraordinary kind of training that she made possible.
She was no taller than a minute, but she was tough as nails. I never forget, we went to the Hill District. He said, you better stay here, Doc. He said, get out the way. We got there. The guy said, what's she doing in here? She said, don't worry about what I'm doing, just get out of my way.
So she wasn't afraid, she wasn't scared, going into people's homes, shooting galleries where people were involving drugs.
She became part of us. She became someone that we loved. She became someone that we trusted.
While she was teaching us, she said we were teaching her.
I was the first person in the country to do a tracheal intubation in the field. We had an elderly gentleman that was having trouble breathing and he was unconscious. My partner and I called Dr. Caroline. She immediately said, intubate this patient and start an IV on him. At that particular time, I thought she had lost her mind. My partner set everything up for me and we intubated the patient successfully on the first try. She was overjoyed. And from that point on, it was normal.
Freedom House was not particularly well received by the mayor at the time, Flaherty, who had the idea that this was something he had not created, he had no control over, and really didn't like.
The politics became a problem. We wanted to expand Freedom House. Dr. Stafford was insistent that the programs that we were doing would make a difference. And he had to
People emergency care than they were. Flaherty wanted to please the people who voted for him.
We got a phone call to come see the mayor. I had a proposal prepared on how Freedom House could expand throughout the entire city. The mayor said, the reason why I called you was because your ambulance was making much noise. He said, can you put a bell on the ambulances? A bell? You mean like an ice cream truck? He said, you leave that proposal with me. It was the beginning of the end.
As Freedom House's tenure was in question, we held a disaster drill in downtown Pittsburgh, and it went off like clockwork. It was one of the crowning moments of Freedom House. We had hoped that that particular moment would let the city leaders know how important it was to maintain Freedom House's ambulance service. But you have to keep in mind you're dealing
Is the connection better? I'm sorry, I had myself on mute. I am so sorry. Is the connection better, sisters? Or is the sound still going in and out? It's sporadic. It's sporadic. Oh, wow. You know, I notice whenever we get a lot of rain out here, that my internet just starts acting weird. And a couple of nights ago, we had a pretty good storm. It sometimes does go in and out. Okay. I apologize. Let's see if we can push through some more. If it goes in and out again, please someone let me know. Go ahead and put something in the chat and let me know, okay? Let's try it again.
with a black organization. And the city leaders at that particular time was not about to allow that to happen.
Let me go back just a little bit. Let me rewind it here just a little bit.
And it went off like clockwork. Ending moments of Freedom House. We had hoped that that particular moment would let the city leaders know how important it was to maintain Freedom House's ambulance service. But you have to keep in mind you're dealing with a black organization. And the city leaders at that particular time was not about to allow that to happen.
I took the very last call, October 15th, 1975. It was a lady who had fallen, took her back to Presby, and then we signed off the air at 12 o'clock and turned everything over to the city.
Flaherty canceled a contract between the city and Freedom House and started the City of Pittsburgh EMS. It was a real slap in the face.
They had a gentleman by the name of Glenn Cannon who worked for me at Freedom House. The mayor had hired Glenn to take on and start running EMS. I tried to work out a deal with the city that they would take all of the Freedom House personnel, but I didn't have any control over it.
Unfortunately, we entered into an environment that I would call survival of the fittest. We were tested on a weekly basis. things that you already knew.
If you don't do this, you're out. You don't pass, you're out. Everything is you're out. You're out. I've been working this job for 7 years. I don't know how many lives I've saved. And all of a sudden I'm getting ultimatums.
It was a very, very difficult time for me on a lot of levels. I know they'd adopted the program that I'd put in place to expand. Didn't ask me to run it. It hurt a lot.
We entered into a program that was designed to systematically eliminate as many of Freedom House's employees as they possibly could. I had the experience calls where the paramedics refused to transport African Americans to the emergency room because I didn't think you were sick enough to ride in my vehicle.
It was back to what it was before. The people that took over didn't understand the culture of the community. They lost something when that happened. Yeah.
I knew of the barriers and the distractions and the hurdles that I had to overcome. That's what motivated me to continue my career when I went to the city of Pittsburgh. I wanted to make a difference. At that particular time, I was responsible for hiring and recruiting. She walked into my office and said that she was looking to work for the city of Pittsburgh.
He said no one had ever taken the initiative to do that before. He said, there's something about you.
I kind of mentored her. From that point on, my head started to swell as she gradually rose up through the ranks to become the deputy chief.
And that as deputy chief, I will well and faithfully discharge.
I'm the first African American to hold this title. But for the shoulders of the giants that I stand on, who are the members of Freedom House, I would not be here. Their hard work did pay off.
Freedom House brought the emergency room out of the hospital onto the street corner.
There was a need for us to take care of us because no one else would.
Nobody was told that they're drunk and we're not going to take you to the hospital. That did not happen.
We shared a lot of happy moments with the community, people in the hospital, doctors that said, thank you, I'm glad you were there.
We made a difference. We took care of people who are alive today because of us.
That is the legacy of Freedom House Ambulance Service. Foundation of every EMS service in this country began at Freedom House Ambulance Service.
Major funding.
Wow. Wasn't that an incredible story? Wasn't that an incredible story? With such a sad, tragic ending, in a way. But the legacy lives on. The legacy lives on. That is something that they could not erase. These, Sister Carla says, these stories always get me so emotional. Yes, me too, sis. I had to, once I became privy of this story, I had to do something with it. Because as you all know, it's been my entire life has been medicine, working my way up the ranks in the medical field, and to have only heard the story 2 weeks ago, it was very disturbing. It was very, very disturbing, because as many CPR classes that I've been through throughout my career, and to have never heard this story. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let me see what you all are saying here. Okay. I hope the sound is better. Please, sisters, let me know if the sound is better. Are you all able to hear me okay? Is it still sporadic? Sister Simone says, but we are hanging in there with you. Says, no worries. The water says, such a great story. So glad you are rediscovering us. Yes. We need to remember that when certain info in history is discussed, there's a tendency for the videos to act up. Correct. This doesn't happen when the info is what they want us to learn. You are so correct, sis. So very true. They think we don't notice these subtle things, but we do. So that tells us that they do try to control, interfere with our history. Absolutely, absolutely. And as we go further into this series, you will see that there's been so many of our stories that have been hidden from us. So this shouldn't be a shock, right? This shouldn't be shocking. Yet the Most High is watching over it. Truth prevails. Absolutely, all the time. These stories always get me emotional. Yes. The sound is better. Someone said no. The sound is not better. Sister Phyllis says, my first time hearing about this story. I'm so glad the Most High is bringing out so much. Yes, he really is. He is really unveiling so many things right now. The truth has to, whatever has been done in the dark has to come to light. It has to come to light. So we're going to be yes, I can't even say rediscovering, because discovering so many stories that have been hidden. And so that's my goal for, I don't know how long this series will go, but the goal is once a month to have a story very similar to this. So today, Freedom House is finally being recognized for what it was. It was the birthplace of modern paramedics. Universities, they say, now teach their story. Scholarships now carry their name. And their legacy has become a reminder that Black excellence in medicine is not new. It is foundational. They weren't just first responders. They were innovators. They were visionaries. They were lifesavers and medical superheroes. And they actually got the very first position in our series as medical superheroes. Isn't that amazing? So let's give them a hand clap. Let's give them a hand clap for the amazing and continue to do because they paved the path for so many of us, especially for all of the first responders that followed in their footsteps. So there's something that's so sacred about knowing that the system we trust during our most vulnerable moments, EMS, when a life hangs in the balance, began with a group of Black men that society once dismissed in Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania. There's so many wonderful, great things that come out of Pennsylvania, huh? From overlooked to lifesavers, from underestimated to essential, from erased to restored. What we have to understand is that we have always been pioneers. We have always been trailblazers. We have always been innovators in medicine, starting with Joseph, one of our forefathers, who was noted to be an accomplished physician under the name of Imhotep in Egyptian history. This series, Black Medical Superheroes, will shed light on some phenomenal accomplishments in medicine that were attributed to the wisdom, the hard work, and ingenuity of Black pioneers. Many we have never heard about. It will also expose the lies, the cover-ups, the identities that were stolen, and credit given to others to keep this information hidden. And that is why we will tell these stories, even when others are not, so that his story no longer buries brilliance, but the truth of our story is told and healing is recognized in all of its forms and contributors. Sister Carla says, sis, trendsetters and innovators in all areas. Sis, so excited for this series. Sis, the water, sis, I am as well, because I am, like I said, this story just lit a fire in me. It really lit a fire in me. First, I was angry because I was like, how did I not know about this? What rock was I under for these last 40-something years that I did not hear this story? But so many others haven't. And why? Because they were shut down. And whoever runs the media creates the stories, right? So the story was changed, but all praises to the Most High, the true story is now being revealed. And we will see that there are many, many more stories that need to be told. We owe it to these brilliant people, these innovators, these trailblazers, these trendsetters, these visionaries that the Most High had gifted in these areas. And they became a threat, right? If you're not a threat, then no one bothers you. All these people were trying to do was save lives, especially in their neighborhoods where no one else wanted to go. And they did that. They did that. So, wow. It is phenomenal to have finally heard this story. All praise, honor, and glory be to the Most High, and may He continue to bless them and their families, wherever they may be. So next week's show, sisters, to be determined. Because this series, we're going to have one show a month that is dedicated to the Black medical superheroes. One show a month. So next month, we'll have another show. Next week, however, I am still not sure what next week's show is going to be about, but rest assured, it will be another good or excellent, informative topic. If you all have any ideas, please shoot me a message, send me a message via text, via email, and yeah, give me some ideas for some topics here. Let me put my email address up on the screen for you. ShebrewRoyaltyBiz@gmail.com. Please send me an email, or if you have my number, text me if you come up with an idea that you would like for us to discuss. Also, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe to Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty so you never miss our weekly journey into women's health, wellness, and beauty. Please be sure to visit ShebrewRoyalty.com/wellness-blog, where we share all things health and wellness. Tonight's show blog will be posted on Tuesday, this Tuesday, Most High willing. Also, this channel is not monetized, but if you find the information that is presented on this channel to be useful and valuable to you, please feel free to give a donation to the cause. Nothing is too small or large. Did I lose you all? I hope I did not lose you. Are you all still able to hear me? Are you hearing me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Shebrew Royalty LLC and Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty are labors of love and appreciation. What I present on this channel and create and offer on ShebrewRoyalty.com comes from a place of love, care, and appreciation for each and every one of you and for myself, and most definitely for the Most High. We appreciate any gift that the Most High AHAYAH puts on your heart to donate. Donations may be sent to $Shebrew Royalty on Cash App. Sister Carla says, we still out here. All right. All praises. Sister Zion says, yes. Sister Simone, I am still here and can hear. All praises. The Water Sisters for giving me that update. So please be sure to specify donation as the purpose for the transaction. Thank you, the water in advance for your generosity. So sisters, let's continue to grow this channel so that the information can reach Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, and even those that are not Shebrews but are willing to be a part of our community. Sister Ada, it says she's still here. All praises to the Most High. The water, Sister Ada. My sister Isola is still here. By the way, let me introduce you all to my oldest sister. She's here in the chat, Isola Sutton. That's my oldest sister. And she is the one that sent me the information on WhatsApp. It was a Facebook post. So thank you, sis. I love you. Thank you so much. Sisters, tell my sister Isola thank you for her sharing this information with me. And then I was able to share it with you all. So we are now all enlightened about this topic, about, yes, thank you, sis. Awesome. Yes, I am so excited. So keep the information rolling, sisters. If there's any topics that you all run across and want us to share on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, please drop it in my email, send me a text. Yes, it is so good to have that support. It's wonderful to have that support. All praises to the Most High. Yes. Welcome, big sis. Isola. Benji representing. Y'all are so funny. I love y'all so much. Yes, we are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. That is what we are supposed to do. And that's what we're doing on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. The goal is to lead others to Christ, right? We plant the seed, someone else comes along and waters it, and in the end, the Most High is the one that gives the increase. So that's all we are doing, is dropping seeds here, planting seeds, and praying that these seeds be watered and that the Most High gives the increase. All praises to the Most High. So another request, sisters, is please keep our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, in Haiti, in other areas in the Caribbean that are in the path of the hurricane in your thoughts and prayers. They're expecting a pretty intense Category 4 hurricane to hit Jamaica and the other islands in the area. So please pray for their protection and that they come out of this unscathed, okay? The water. We have to keep our families in prayer in these times that we're in. So thank you for joining me, sisters, for this medical superhero spotlight. If the story moved you, don't keep it silent. Share it with someone who needs to know the power we come from. When we reclaim our history, we reclaim our power. Share this story and keep the legacy alive. I love you all and always appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to have tea and conversation with me. The water, thank you for your support. I am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. So until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in excellent health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. So I am your hostess, Kuala Yakaka, a voice of reasoning and justice. And until next time, stay well, stay rooted, stay royal. And as always, this is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Good night. Good night, y'all. I love y'all so much. Ahabatha. Sister Simone says, Shalom says, have a blessed week. All praises. You as well, sis. Sister Phyllis the Water, we appreciate you. I appreciate you all as well. Thank you so much. Have a blessed night. And please remember to share this story, okay? Shalom. Barakatah. Barakatah, sisters. Blessings. Blessings, blessings to you.